band is happy about that.
Yes.
So the band is, we enjoyed them through the years here. They're led by Paul Gerlach, and I will turn the microphone over to Paul, and we'll listen to some fine music.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for that warm welcome back here to the center, the community center of Bethel Park. We've performed so many times and enjoyed coming and playing for you. You've always been a wonderful audience. You'll have the same reaction. This is the Allegheny Brass Band. We started in 1984. We were originally known as the North Hills Brass Band, but as the membership grew and we got members from various diverse parts of the area, we had to change to the Allegheny Brass Band. And we are the only brass band now in town because I understand that other group now calls himself the River City Brass. Excuse me. Started off with a little march by Henry Fillmore called American Sweet, and then of course Willie Nelson's hit song To All the Girls I've Loved Before. We'd like to play some American music for you today and some music from Great Britain. We'll start off with the American style music today. George Gershwin is the composer of our next selection. He was just a multifaceted musician. He was a brilliant pianist and, of course, a genius as a composer. Sadly, he died at the age of 37, but he left behind a wealth of great, great music. This is from his show, Girl Crazy. This is called I Got a Rhythm. performance of that was a young singer named Ellington, and she never had voice lessons. She was a raw talent. George Gershwin heard her singing. He said, "Young lady, you make it your business to never take voice lessons." That's a great start. As I said earlier, we try to play music of different countries, and we are developed as a British brass band style organization. We use certain instruments that are indigenous to the brass band. And this next selection is from the Great Britain, British Isles. It's of Welsh heritage. In the 15th century, there was a seven-year siege of the castle at Harlech. And from that siege came this particular melody. It's a folk melody. We don't know who the composer was, but it's very dear to people of Welsh heritage. And this is a wonderful arrangement by Gordon Langford of the Men of Harlech. If it's anybody of Welsh heritage, I didn't say part of that. I'll work on my accent. The Allegheny Brass Band is a group of Allegheny musicians. These are people that are in various other walks of life, whether they become professional musicians, making music, and we have a really good time rehearsing and performing for audiences like that. This is the Three Musketeers of the Allegheny Brass Band. Actually, this is Dr. Joel Ringberg and Dr. Calvin Weber enjoy this version of Wall Street Rats.
Ready? 1, 2.
taught him everything he knows. You don't know. Gosh, we'll have an introduction that we talked about. You know, we would much prefer to play out in the parking lot than the asphalt. No, we would put, you can listen to your We'd like to move on to a composer now. We talked about him before we played his music for you before we were here, and that is Henry Mancini. He's a local composer who's raised in Aliquippa, not born there, by the way, he was born in Cleveland, but his father moved to Aliquippa, worked in the steel mills, and he spared no expense in seeing that his children were educated, especially Henry. Henry came to town and he studied in Pittsburgh, and he, of course, went on to become a famous composer, especially of film music. This is from one of his films that feature our principal trombonist. This is Vicky Casilli. This is the theme of the Pink Panther. We have more Henry Mancini for you on the second half. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Another composer that had a very similar background in life as George Gershwin was Irving Berlin. Like George Gershwin, his family immigrated here from Russia and were relatively poor. And Irving Berlin had almost no benefit of any kind of music education whatsoever. Frankly, he couldn't read music. What makes his genius so profound. And he left behind so many wonderful scores and so many wonderful selections. I'd like to go on and play something for you right now. He did live to be he lived to be 101 years of age. It's just amazing what he was able to leave behind. But nevertheless, here is Putting on the Ritz. very much. I'm glad you enjoyed that. We love playing music of Irving Berlin and George Gershwin. No concert is really complete unless we play some rock music. We feel like our need and our mission to play some rock music for our audience. And so we have a selection here from a fellow back in the 1950s and 60s, Elvis Presley listened to that. And we're going to play it for you. It's called Elvis Rocks. Now, my board of directors president, Frank Farina, swears to me that he hired an Elvis impersonator to be here today. So if you see a guy with real wavy black hair, that's tell him to come up. This is Elvis Rocks. The reason they're all snobs is they're happy to put that away. They love that. I hope I didn't like that. Let's move on now to the music of Duke Ellington. Probably one of the most prolific composers of all times, including classical composers. People are not aware that Duke Ellington wrote lots and lots and lots and lots of music. And many of the selections that are famous were collaborations with other people in his band. Of course, the collaboration with Billy Strayhorn, who was a Pittsburgher. And so this next selection has a little bit of a gray history behind it. Duke Ellington said he composed it, Barney Bigard said he composed it, so I don't know what the exact story is, but this is the music of Duke Ellington, featuring Mr. Tim Yee. This is Mood Indigo. Ellington was just such a genius and did so much and went through a lot that really left behind a wealth of music for us. We're going to be taking a short intermission after the next selection. And, I want you to know that Allegheny Brass Band does have a concert series during the year. We perform at various times during October, December, March, and May. You can look at us on www.alleghenybrassband.com. Right, okay. All right, we're going to finish up today with a medley of tunes from Broadway. It's one institution that we take credit for in the United States. We take credit for developing the musical. And by the way, one of the original writers for Broadway musicals was John Philip Sousa, who plays music later on. A lot of people don't know that. But nevertheless, here's a medley of tunes from Broadway. It's called Reason on Broadway.
In 1776, the Reverend John McMillan established two divisions of his congregation, the Eastern Division being called Lebanon and the Western Division being called Bethel. Bethel was incorporated in 1886 as Bethel Township, rich in agricultural and farmland, and by the start of the 20th century, Bethel grew as a result of advances in railroads and transportation. Pittsburgh Terminal Coal Company built Bethel's first coal mine in Mullingar in 1902, and in 1921 a model mining housing community was built in Coverdale. Pittsburgh Railway's trolley system provided transportation through the 1920s and 30s, and currently Port Authority of Allegheny County's light rail system that runs through Bethel Park and the South Hills has become a major mode of transportation. In 1949, due to enormous growth, Bethel Township was named Bethel Borough as a borough form of government, and by the 1970s had grown with residential development and commercial businesses to become a home rule municipality known as Bethel Park, with the 2010 census reporting the population as 32,313 residents. The municipality of Bethel Park remains one of the largest populated suburbs in the South Hills. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Clifford Morton, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of Bethel Park, and on behalf of the Bethel Park Municipal Council, do hereby proclaim this day, June 7, 2011, to be known as the 125th birthday celebration of the municipality of Bethel Park, in honor of all citizens and elected officials, both past and present.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair.
Oh, my Patty. Did you find all your files? Finally. Who knew it would be this much work when Richard and I decided to retire?
Well, what are you going to do first?
Oh, we're heading down to Brooklyn Heights and starting on that Social Security paperwork.
Why would you do that?
What do you mean?
Well, it's so much easier just to log on to socialsecurity.gov and file online.
Well, what if I need to know how much money I'll be getting?
Online.
All right, what if our address changes?
Online.
What if I want Medicare, too?
Online.
So how did you get so darn smart anyway?
Online.
Two of a kind.
ready for the clown, okay?
over $500,000 of grants in the area of community development, recreation, education, and the fine arts. We have a box in the back called the treasure chest if you choose to contribute to us. We are a
Hey, Jordan.
nonprofit organization.
One, two.
Anything you want to do.
One, two. One, two.
Just one reminder, next week, we have 2 more concerts.
What do we do?
Next week,
We're not changing the order. No, what we do? We just haven't rehearsed it.
Now I'd like to introduce Mayor Morton, who has another announcement to make.
Good afternoon. I've got a call today, and I'm trying to react to it quickly because I think it's kind of important, and I'll quickly on all the details once I get my teaching aid up here. Support our troops. We have Boy Scouts working on his, working on the Eagle Scouts. That's Crossfield, Scout Eagle Project. And what he's doing is he's collecting those personal items that our troops use. They get them over there and go. So because this bank worked very hard to raise money for, what's the name of that house down there?
Fisher House.
Fisher House.
I knew that. I just slipped my mind for a second.
Where military families gather.
Frank Fisher. Tight end.
And this is one I had experience with being there. Our son came back injured, but he was very, very ill and in the hospital about a week. So we saw that. We got to figure out because they were kind enough to support that. I thought you folks might be interested in bringing in items over the next 2 weeks. If you come back to the next 2 months, this box is going to be out in the hallway, here in the community center. And what we're looking for is these items: sunscreen, candy. Now the candy part is, don't forget, no chocolate, it'll melt. Beef jerky, boys like things like that. Men's disposable triple blade razors. Shampoo, conditioner, body wash, 3 in 1. I didn't know there was such a thing. Powdered Gatorade, no bottles. Foot powder, protein powder or bars. New magazines about sports, hunting, cars, or music. Ground coffee is a nice thing. These are all dry items that will ship without having to be placed down there. And finally, cards of thanks and encouragement. Cards to be unsealed in unsealed envelopes and left in the box. So they're going to need some thank you cards, and we got some of those around this equipment and I'll drop them off. Those are the items. Next 2 weeks, we're going to put this box up twice when we get back. Thank you. That's the end.
First of all, we had Cole Porter's B.A. Clown, he didn't write much film music, but that's one of the ones he did for a movie called The Pirate, and of course then Beauty and the Beast. Last April, the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association, which is the professional organization most music teachers belong to, had their state convention in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and they inducted their new class of Hall of Famers. There were 3 inductees this year, one of which was Dr. Natalie Isaias at Carnegie Mellon. But one of the inductees was your own Dean Streeter. It's a great honor, and it is a great honor now to ask Dean to come out and conduct the Allegheny Brass Band in Sympatheos. And there's your score.
How does this start?
Okay.
Do I follow you or do you follow me? Can I take any tempo I want? No. I don't do it, ready?
Yes. mall. Go join the mall. Henry Mancini's beautiful Moon River from Breakfast at Tiffany's. Okay, this is the time of the second half of the concert. Those of you who come year in and year out, this is the time when we do the audience participation selection. I've taught this every year to the audience here at Bethel Park, so most of you know your part, but just in case there's a few people that don't, I'll have to train them. When I hold up my right hand, your part goes like this. La 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 la. You know what? I taught school for 32 years. Well, that was pretty good. Whatever it was, okay? Okay, when I hold up my left hand, your part goes like this. Now I know why I didn't do this at the last concert. Okay, so the right hand is the la-las, and the left hand is the whistling. Okay, if I hold up both hands at the same time, okay, you have your choice. You can do the la-las, or you can do the whistling. But those of you that had music education classes and are ambidextrous, you can do both at the same time. Chance. Tell your neighbor now, okay? Make up your mind what you're going to do, okay? All right, this is On the Mall. I always get the composer wrong. It's Edwin. It's Edwin Franco Golden. This is On the Mall. And you're here. Maybe we should practice. Maybe we should practice. Ready? Okay, I thought it'd be twice as bad. Okay, there we go. Ready? Okay. Like I said, we do it every year, so let's see what happens. Here we go. Ready? think? The whistling was particularly outstanding. It was really good. That last one, constantly played. Oh, those people want to whistle. They need to work. Guess I should. It's wonderful to see the aid and assistance and support that we're going to be giving to our support to our troops for the next two performances we have here. And that brings the Allegheny Brass Band to their next selection, which is another tune that we do every summer, and it would be inappropriate to take it out of the rotation. Our young people are far away from here today as we enjoy sitting here in concert, beautiful day in this beautiful air condition, but our young people are far away, covering themselves with glory, supporting our country, performing brilliantly. And we appreciate that. We hope that they'll be safe, and we hope that eventually they'll come home safe and sound. And surely we have veterans here who have sacrificed in support of our country. So we dedicate this next selection to you, and as we do each year, when we ask you, when you hear your service melody played, we ask you to stand up and be recognized. So I will announce the tunes here from the microphone, and this is the Armed Services Salute, arranged by Bill Moffitt. Ready, guys?
Thank you.
a wonderful world. There's several versions of that. Of course, nothing beats Louis Armstrong. There's a good book out on Louis Armstrong, by the way. It's simply called Satchmo. I read it back around Christmas time. It's a wonderful, wonderful story of his life and how he came about singing this particular song. Well, unfortunately, we've come to the end of our concert today, end of our series for today. We encourage you to come back the next several weeks as the series goes on. And of course, a chance to come see the Allegheny Brass Band. You can go onto our website, as I mentioned earlier, and see when our concerts are scheduled. We are playing this Thursday out in Cranberry Township at the band shell out there. And then we're going to end up our summer Sizzling on the Grass series at St. Mary's Church in the Keys Rocks. When John Philip Sousa was in Europe trying to arrange another one of his tours, one of his famous world tours, he received information in the news that his business partner and close friend had suddenly passed away back in the States. And so he booked passage on the next ship coming back, and it said that while he was on the ship, he thought up and he created the Stars and Stripes Forever. Didn't write it down until he got off the boat, but it was fresh in his memory after having thought about it for several days crossing the Atlantic. The United States Congress in, I believe, 1938, long before the debt crisis was an issue. By the way, that's been resolved, if you didn't know. Anyways, the United States Congress adopted the Stars and Stripes Forever as the national anthem of the United States. There's a participatory part for the audience. I hope you'll join along in the Allegheny Brass Band version of the Stars and Stripes Forever. Nice job. Nice playing today. Very good. We have one last selection for those of you that would like to join us. Irving Berlin's most famous work of all, perhaps. If you'd like to sing on the last version of God Bless America, we hope you'll join us.
looks like hide and seek, but it's not. Kids often withdraw when their needs aren't being met. It would be easier if they said, I need a little one-on-one time. But it's up to us, their parents, to learn their language. And once you figure it out, you don't really have to say much at all. A thought from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.